Hello and welcome to Forever Young Autobiographies video training. My name is Nicola and I run the website foreveryoungautobiographies.com. I've also been a writer and journalist for decades, specialising in print editing, copy sub-editing and page design for daily newspapers in Australia and in the United Kingdom. I've interviewed thousands of people and know everyone's life is a goldmine of fascinating memories to be treasured and shared. I've helped coach journalists get to the heart of a story, and I can help you too unearth and preserve those buried memories. I've also helped my grandmother write her autobiography. She was in her late 90s when we started this project, and we finished it in time for her 100th birthday. We created an amazing family record and an investment for the future. To get to this point, we had to have a big dream and set super goals. We wanted to create a story of her life, especially her early childhood, that would be an entertaining and informative read for her children, grandchildren and great-grandchildren. This was her big dream, and it was my big dream too. But it also came with its challenges. My grandmother was in her late 90s and often too tired to write. We lived 10 hours drive from each other in different states, and I was at home with 2 young kids and no family support. I was often tired and had little spare time for such a project, especially when my maternity leave finished and I went back to work. However, I knew, and my grandmother knew, we had to get around these obstacles to reach our dream. So we worked backwards, breaking our dream down into long and short-term goals. Next, I wrote down what I needed to do right now to achieve these goals, which was plan and hold interviews with my grandmother. The results were amazing. I held nearly weekly phone interviews with my grandmother over 4 months. I then transcribed her stories and compiled them into a manuscript. I accomplished my goals and am setting new goals for the future. Today I want to help you and your loved ones do the same. That is, to imagine inspiring dreams and create super goals, and to finish your autobiography, memoir, biography or life story project. I want to help you record stories for family and friends before memories are lost or fade away forever. In this guide, I will take you step by step through the questions I asked myself that led to the success I have achieved today. Once you have gone through this guide, come back and share your dreams and goals. You can share your dreams at foreveryoungautobiographies.com/contact. Ready to start? Great. Let's go. Dreams. Step 1. Imagine inspiring dreams. There is power in writing your dreams down, so grab a pen and paper or open your computer. Now, focus your attention and ask yourself this question. What would you do if you knew it was impossible to fail? And what would you do if you knew this was your very last chance? For example, your last chance to record a family story, or your last year on Earth. Use your head and your heart to think and write your dream down. For example, this could be the satisfaction of holding a completed book about your life in your hand, hearing the joy in your son or daughter's voice when they tell you they have read your book, or seeing your life story book on a shelf in your local library for others to read. Step 2. Where are you today? What barriers are in your way? Now you need to keep that dream in your mind and focus on what could be holding you back. Ask yourself another question. What's stopping you from making your dream a reality? What is holding you back? Make a list on your pad, noting anything and everything that might derail your dreams. Next, with these points in mind, ask yourself, how can I overcome these obstacles? Who can help me overcome these obstacles? And what is the worst thing that could possibly happen if I pursued this dream? Actually think up the most terrible consequence you can if you were to chase your dreams. Now look at this realistically. Are any of those fears going to happen? No! By seeing your fears and worries on paper, you can clearly see that they are not true. Is achieving your dream going to be easy? No. Is it going to take time and energy? Yes. Will things go off the rails sometimes? Yes. But not too wrong. You will be able to get back on track. Of course. To reap rewards, you need to take action and take a risk. This way, there are no regrets, just setting plans and moving forward. Don't let your fears and worries hold you back. Take one step, then another, and make those dreams a reality. Step 3. Be true about what you need to do today to make this dream come true, also known as sacrifices. When I decided to help my grandmother write her story, I had to change some things to give myself a chance of achieving our dream. I decided to give up my free time at night when the kids were in bed to work on my writing. No more chilling in front of the television or going to bed early. I also had to use valuable mum time when my baby was napping and my other child was in daycare to hold and record interviews. My grandmother also resolved to talk to me nearly every week, even when she was a bit tired or when we were up to a difficult patch in her story. To move forward, we needed to press on, to give up some things, to sacrifice a little. To get ahead, I had to do what many people won't do, so my grandmother and I could create a life story most families only wished they had. Now I want you to ask yourself another question. Take your pen and write. What are 3 things I can do to make this dream come true? What will you give up or sacrifice? What steps or action will you take? Write these down now. So to recap, we have set a great dream and thought about the barriers and obstacles that we have to overcome. The next step is set super goals. We want goals that will stretch us, but that are achievable. A good rule of thumb is that a good goal should be a bit scary, involve feeling the fear. We need goals to help us focus our time and energy, and most importantly, make progress. Now back to our notebook and pen. Let's set a long-term goal to achieve our dreams. In over 1 year's time, where do you want to be? For example, I want to publish my autobiography. Next, what are 3 things I must do to make this happen? For example, plan and write a first draft, polish a second draft, and design and publish a final copy. When you have noted out your 3 things, ask yourself, what are my short-term goals? 1 year from now, where do I want to be? What do I need to do in the short term to work towards my long-term goal? For example, I want to be polishing a second draft for publication. Then zoom in further. Ask yourself, what must I do right now? What must I do this month to work towards my short-term goals? For example, I want to plan out my basic book structure and begin writing. Next, decide what 3 actions you can take to make these monthly goals and dreams happen. For example, I will review my memorabilia and treasures, brainstorm memories, and write for 40 minutes 4 times a week. Now, to wrap up our goal setting, let's drill down even deeper and map out weekly and even daily goals. Ask yourself and write down the answers to these questions. What small action can I do today to make a start on my goals? What action will I take tomorrow? And what will I achieve by the end of the week to make my dream a reality? A side note for writers about daily writing goals. Common goals for writers could be to write a certain number of words per day or a certain number of pages. Start out conservatively if you are building your writing confidence. This could be just 1 short story per writing session. Aim for, say, 12 sentences or pars, or 250 to 350 words. Don't judge yourself on the quality of your writing. In the early stages, it is more important to get something down than nothing. Use deadlines to take action now and get forward motion. I know firsthand the power of deadlines. They really motivate the journalists in the newsroom to sit down and start writing with urgency. You can do the same by setting a deadline for your autobiography, memoir, or biography project. Ask yourself, what is the first milestone I need to hit to show I am moving towards my dream? Give this milestone a deadline to be completed. It might be in 1 day, 1 week, 1 month or year, or maybe it is before a certain upcoming event, such as a retirement party, a milestone anniversary or birthday, before a holiday or birth of a grandchild. You decide. Also set a second milestone. Give yourself 2 dates to aim towards. But remember, milestones or goals without dates are just dreams. Big picture statement. This is the final step, but an important step in our goal-setting training. I want you to write a positive and inspiring statement about your dream and stick or place it in a prominent place. This could be on your computer or in your notebook, even on the fridge. For example, my dream to write a life story is possible. I can achieve this goal. Also review your milestones and statement regularly and share selectively with supportive people. I'd love to hear your dreams and goals. Send me an email, foreveryoungautobiographies.com/contact. Let's look over what we have talked about. We've brainstormed our big dreams and identified barriers and sacrifices we need to make to achieve them. We have set goals, long, short, and daily goals. We have identified milestones with deadlines and created an inspiring statement. Yes, we can spend years tinkering on our autobiography or biography, but the finite nature of life should inspire us to write with storytelling urgency until the task is complete. It can be a hard-won victory to finish your memoir, but it will also be immensely satisfying and memorable. With an achievable plan, You are well on your way to creating a meaningful story and a wonderful gift to be cherished for future generations to come. Once you have finished listening to this training, and you haven't already, sit down and do the exercises now, or set aside some time to do them in the next 24 hours. Then get back to me via email foreveryoungautobiographies.com/contact. Tell me, what is your big dream? What will you do to overcome your obstacles? What are your long and short-term goals? What action step are you going to do right now or in the next 24 hours to start working towards these goals? And remember, if you have any questions, I'm here to listen and help. Please get in touch. Happy writing!